everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and I'm going to talk about my top 10 expansions of 2024. So there's a lot of expansions that come out, and I don't get to play as many expansions as I would like to because I'm often playing the base games. But there was enough that I wanted to tell you my 10 favorite if you like the base game. These are things that will add it that will make you like it more, hopefully. So let's get jumping right into it. Number 10 is Alpine Expansion. This is for a Forest Shuffle. This is the simplest and smallest expansion on my list, but hey, it does what it needs to do. It adds a new kind of tree. It adds some more animals. That's it. That's all I needed. I mean, I have to have a rule in there about, how many trees you need to have in front of you for some things, but it's pretty minor. It just adds some more variety to the deck. I am not one of those people who thought Forest Shuffle was broken. There's people who yell about that often. I was pretty happy with the game as was. I like playing it a lot, but adding more cards is just something I think that is good. Number 9 is Expedition's Gears of Corruption. Expedition, the card game version of Scythe, although not really, it's just another variant of Scythe, was a game that came out last year that I really enjoyed. I was impressed with how much fun it was, just moving around, moving your mechs around, and taking actions and building a little card tableau in front of you. I like that concept. Gears of Corruption adds some pretty basic stuff. It adds a corruption cards in the game. It adds these mechs. It does a lot of things better. The little things that you find on the tokens were worth finding. The map tokens actually had some benefits to them, which I liked. Adding more cards, of course, I think is good. And then just having that mech, which I thought would be kind of a pain in the neck to have this mech walking around that you could fight off, this corrupted mech, actually turned out to be pretty fun. This is an expansion that kind of rounds out Expeditions. And just like the Forest Shuffle expansion I just mentioned, both of these can be played with people who've never played the base game, and I don't think they would even notice. Number 8 is closer to a module maybe than an expansion, and that's 7th Citadel, The Final Throne. 7th Citadel came out this year to much acclaim, the very loud sequel to the 7th Continent, but this one really delved into the fantasy with giant worms under the ground and all kinds of stuff. The Final Throne is a book of quests, so whenever you play 7th Citadel, you pick one of these books and you follow through the quest. So I actually played The Final Throne, and it introduces this big city. It has a little bit of political stuff that's going on, and I found that to be very fascinating. I found it to be an interesting addition to 7th Citadel. Don't get me wrong, I'm okay going out in the wilderness and finding what's happened, but I think I like even more going into a city and seeing what's going to occur from there. I found that to be enjoyable. Number 7 is a sequel/expansion, and that's Kinfire Delve Scorn's Stockade. Kinfire Delve is a game I discovered this year, and as it's a 1 to 2 player game, although if you mix a couple, you can play more than that. I've mostly played it solo, and I love it solo. And in Scorn Stockade, you're going to fight Scorn, the Master of the Well. As you're going down, the concept of having a character with these different cards and using these cards to basically get rid of things. You're basically just going through a deck as fast as you can, trying to siphon cards off that deck. And sometimes you just get unlucky, the combos hurt, but trying to figure out the right card to play at the right moment. I really enjoy this one as a standalone. And if you like the first one, this introduces 2 more characters, introduces another whole deck to go through, and you can mix and match for a lot of fun. Number 6 is Ticket to Ride, Iberia and South Korea map. I originally got this set because I was very interested in South Korea. I lived there for almost 10 years. I also thought it was neat to see the different colors are all grouped together. That worked out pretty well, and kind of a fight to see who has the most of each of the color lines. So that's cool, and I got what I wanted. But the Iberia map I actually like more. It has the festivals all over the place that are popping up, and as soon as you connect, you get those cards, which makes you play the trains out on the board faster. Now, both of these sets, as I said in my review, are mostly for those people who already know how to play Ticket to Ride. This is kind of an advanced version of Ticket to Ride, but it's good, and I like both maps a lot. Number 5 is Veil of Eternity Artifacts. So Veil of Eternity is just an absolutely fabulous game. A small deck of cards that feels like a collectible card game and yet has a tight economy. There's a lot of cool things to it. Veil of Eternity Artifacts adds 2 things. It adds artifacts. The artifacts are interesting. They definitely make the game slightly longer because now instead of claiming 2 cards, you're claiming 2 cards and you're picking an artifact that's going to give you some stuff. It also has a way for you to kind of siphon cards way on the side and have like an extra hand of cards that you're going to be messing with. It adds a little bit complexity to the game, but I enjoy it. It's kind of a sideways step, works well. But also, more cards. Veil of Eternity, more cards, I'm in. So many different combinations. There was already a ton of combinations with the first one. That seems to have really escalated with these extra cards. For me, that's worth the price of admission alone in Veil of Eternity Artifacts. Speaking of small little expansions, number 4 is World Wonders Mundo. This is just an expansion that adds more Wonders of the World to the original game, and then also adds an upgraded version of each of those wonders. So both those things are fantastic. The original World Wonders, I think, is a great game, and it's this polyomino game, and you're building little wonders of the world, but sometimes you would run out in a 4-player game. You're never going to run out now because there's so many more. You just take this deck of New World, and you mix them in, and you're ready to go. But also some of them have points based on various things, and I just think that adds just a nice little bit of flavor to the original game. Number 3 is Star Wars Unlimited, both the second and the third set. I'll say Shadows of the Galaxy is probably my third. Twilight of the Republic was the third one, but Shadows of the Galaxy added to Star Wars Unlimited, which is a game I like a lot. It added bounties, which was fun to hunt people down and get the bounties, and also added the smuggle mechanism where you would play a card face down as a resource and then pop it out, usually for a more expensive price, but kind of wasn't in your hand. You could get it out, use it as a resource, and replace it with a resource. I thought that was neat. Smuggle's like, I don't want to play this now. I want to play it later. And both those, and also the whole idea of all these different mercenaries and things going on, I enjoy that part of Star Wars. You know, Jabba's palace type stuff going on. Number 2. So here's the thing, folks. I could have did a top 10 of my favorite expansions for Marvel United. I've reviewed them all this year. But I think my favorite of all the different little expansions was a small one, actually, called just the Team Decks. And a Team Decks lets you add a small deck of cards for a team, and all you have to do is have the people in that team that you're playing together, which is easy. I think there's like 28, 30 teams, something like that. There's a lot of different teams. And then you can play one of their 2 team cards. There is a negative team card out there. There's always some drawback to each team, but the positive cards are really awesome. I love it. It makes the game even more thematic. There's, like I said, there's a lot of great expansions that came out this year. The team one is my favorite. And then my number 1 favorite expansion of 2024 is Genesis, Space Base Genesis. So Space Base has had a couple expansions before, Shy Pluto, and where it was kind of like a mini campaign unlock stuff. Space Base Genesis, they were like, nah, fool, we're just giving you more stuff. And I'm like, that is exactly what I wanted. So there are now more gold cards. There's more cards to the deck. They actually took a lot of the little promos that have been floating around for Space Base and added them in. There's so much variety. There's another way to win the game now automatically, which I haven't done, and someday I'm going to try to do. There's just so many cool aspects to Space Base. I already like Space Base a lot. This expansion just adds, again, that more stuff thing, which makes it a lot of fun. And it makes it my favorite expansion of 2024. So there you go, folks. Thanks for watching. I'm Tom Vasel, and this is The Dice Tower. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel.